August Twab. Scout rifles and heavy grenade launchers are getting a buff in PvE. High impact auto rifles are getting a buff. Lightweight bows are getting a buff. Fixing a lot of perks. Buffed exotics and nerfing exotics. Global changes. We are now going to be able to see more perks on our weapons. Airborne effectiveness, recoil direction, zoom, aim assist will now be visible. Weapon archetypes. Scout rifles are getting another buff in PvE, 10% more damage to red bars. Auto rifles, the 360 RPM archetype, getting a stability increase across the board. Lightweight bows are receiving a reduce in draw time and an increase in the perfect draw hold time. Glaives are receiving the biggest update. Melee attacks now trigger certain exotic perks. The Don't Touch Me on Titans, the Vampire Hands on Warlocks, and the Poison Hands on Warlock. Breach grenade launchers will no longer get concussion grenades in the magazine slot. Heavy grenade launcher gets a 10% damage buff against majors and above, excluding Parasite. The Dares of Eternity weapons are getting an origin trait. More details later. Perk update, Gambit weapons. Invader Tracker is now being called Run and Gun. Now gives a speed increase on a multi-kill. The Iron Banner perk, Skulking Wolf, will now activate on low health kills, so it works in all PvP modes. Ambitious Assassin getting updated to compete with Overflow. Ambitious Assassin getting updated from 10% to 20% magazine per kill on primaries only. Increase the overflow cap from 50% to 150%. Wellspring perk used to have a cooldown, it no longer does. Perpetual Motion will no longer say or make a sound when activated, it just does. Lead from Gold was not working properly with two special weapons, they fixed that. Concussion grenades can no longer roll on breach grenade launchers. Will they remove it from previous ones? Who knows? Vestige Stinger on linear fusion rifles will no longer shorten charge time. It will only refill the magazine as intended. Zen Moment, they're just fixing the wording, they're not changing anything. Exotic weapons that are getting buffs. Le Monarch gets overload on Poison Arrow. Thunderlord, intrinsic overload. Malfeasance, intrinsic unstoppable on explosions, so the 5 shots you have to land. Wish Ender, intrinsic anti-barrier, draw time decreased. Tiku's Divination gets a free small buff from the global lightweight bow changes, so shorter draw time. Legend of Acreus, Catalyst now gives Trench Barrel along with original perks. Catalyst Mini Tool, in quotations, is an exotic now, increase airborne effectiveness. Meta Mini Tool, increase zoom. Drang, increase airborne effectiveness. Sweet Business, increase airborne effectiveness, big sad on that one personally. Fighting Lion will now receive the proper damage buff from 5 to 8% and increased time for Thin to Herd perk. Lord of Wolves is receiving a bunch of changes because people have been abusing it in PvP. Decreased starting ammo in PvP from 15 to 10. PvE is unchanged. Reduced burst size from 10 to 5 when Release the Wolves is active. Reduced burst delay between shots. Decreased base damage by 20%. Increased damage in PvE by 20%. Dead Man's Tale, Cranial Spike no longer buff damage against players. Instead, grants increased reload, aim assist, and range per stack. Still grants damage bonus in PvE. Upon reaching max stacks, now increases hipfire rate of fire. Collective Obligation, receiving a lot of buffs to make it easier to use. Omni Oculus and Whisper of Chains in PvP will be receiving a nerf because people have been abusing it. Remains unchanged in PvE. Things to be addressed in the future as early as mid-season 18. Reduce shotgun spread randomness. Reduce bow swapping effectiveness. Increase trace rifle ease of use. Finally, introducing full auto setting. Reduce sniper's ability to shoot through flinch. Allowing glaives to work with more exotics in the future. Fixing glaive hit detection. Reworking some enhanced perks. Text chat should be back up. Make sure you claim all your rewards before the end of the season because they will go bye-bye. Bungie openly admits they are still afraid of Telesto breaking the game, and they're memeing about it.